Hi crafters, it's Karen, and I have a design team project for Diemond Dies. I created something, a little mini album using the, what is this officially called, the Dress Mini Album. Isn't this cute? This is so sweet, a lot of fun to work with. See how big it is? And it's a lot of fun because, you know, to dress it up, to like put buttons and lace on it and everything. So this is what I used for my mini album. I also used the words set #1, and these words come out really sweet. Do you see that? They cut so clean. These are fun to play with as well. I also used some old favorites. I used the Nature's Flourish die, this one. Whoops, sorry. I used the bow die set, and it's a set of 3 different sizes, and I believe the one that I used was the medium size bow, which is this one. I also used the buttons, and I'll show them to you. And, whoops. And I also used a couple of the monarch butterflies, and I believe I used the smaller one. So really cute, and I used my mind's eye, the sweetest thing, lavender paper collection. I've had this since last year. I got it, I believe I got it at the expo, and it's just really sweet, pretty muted tones, pinks and blues, and I used up quite a bit of it for this album. But so there's that, and I also used a couple of the chipboard pieces that work with the collection. So this is my album, and at the end I'm going to show you it hung up because, as you can see, I put it on binder rings, but I also used this hanger that Joe, my husband, had fashioned, and this was quite a while ago. He had created some hangers for me using this heavier gauge wire. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that against the color of my table, but can you see that? Anyway, I thought it would be really cute to hang the dress mini album off of the hanger. So that's what I did. So it looks really cute hanging up. So I just tied some seam binding, and this seam binding I colored and crinkled using the Recollections Gold spray. This is just some lace from my stash, and this is that pretty pink with gold dots ribbon from Hobby Lobby. Really sweet. And then I hung a little bauble just for the, you know, the look of it. I hung a bauble for the feminine touch of it on the hanger as well. So I thought that was really cute. And then for the album, I used binder rings to, you know, keep it together. And on the binder rings, I also used some lace. This is some pink seam binding that I colored with the Lindy Stamp Gang Flat Fabio pink color, and this is the gold using the Recollections Gold spray. So the same on the other side. So I thought those colors worked real well with the album, the pink and the gold. So let me go over the cover. So, whoops, sorry. This might be a little awkward to hang on to or to share, but for the cover, what I did was I papered it. I used lightweight chipboard for my base, for my pages. I took all of the papers that I was using for the album and ran them through with different embossing folders. If you could see, it leaves a subtle touch. And then for this one, for the cover, I went over it, you could see, with my modeling paste and my honeycomb stencil. I went over around the collar and the sleeves with this lace from my stash. I also belted it with some lace from my stash and the ribbon from Hobby Lobby. There's a chipboard piece. There's one of the Diemond Dies bows. Down here you could see it's one of the chipboard butterflies from the chipboard pieces, and I just went over it with the word memories from the word set, and then I put glossy accents and some glitter, if you could see that. So I titled the album Memories, and then I did some random, you know, stamping with a little music stamp. I put this Melissa Francis pom-pom fringe at the bottom. So just very sweet, a little bit of a mixed media hint to it. And then for the inside back cover is this, and all of my photo mats are, I believe, 2 1/4 by 2 1/2, so they will fit a wallet-sized photo. And I just went over with some lace here, a couple of little roses from my stash. I belted it using another piece of lace. I went over, distressed everything with vintage photo. And then this is the second page. Again, I used some modeling paste and the honeycomb stencil. I cut up a piece of a doily for the collar and belted it with this, it's like a tape measure twill ribbon with some lace behind it. And this is one of the Diemond Dies Monarch butterflies, and I just layered it with a flower from my stash. And this is another photo mat and some more lace from my stash here. And this is, a lot of this lace that I'm using is from Joann's, from the Dollar Spot. So really cute. And then behind here you could see I added a little Nature's Flourish behind there just for a little feminine touch. And then on the back side is this. And I just added some of these ribbon flowers, another flower from Michael's. You could see that I did emboss this sheet. It's very subtle, sweet and simple. And then for this one, you could see I used another one of the buttons, and this is what I did to my buttons. I had cut them out using the 110-pound cardstock from Michael's, and I sprayed them all with a pink and a teal spray from my stash, and you know, any hint of spray would work. And then I stamped over them randomly with archival ink and a music stamp. And then I went over them all with glossy accents and let them dry. And they came out really cute, I think. I love the hint of color in them. So that's how I treated all the buttons that I used. And for this one, I gave it red accents. Some more lace from my stash here. I used the stencil again here. Some more stamping with the music stamp. And the photo mat. And for this side, I used, this side is also embossed. If you could see that little subtle, embossing there. And then I used, cut a piece of a doily for the collar. I used a little rose from my stash. I belted it and layered it with this ribbon from Hobby Lobby and some crochet lace. This is a chipboard piece from the chipboard that goes with the collection. I used the word smile here from the word set, and I had stamped that with the music stamp. So really cute. And then for this page, I went over it again using the stencil. Lace from my stash. I used the heart-shaped button here. I used one of the bows here, and I wrapped around the middle with some twine from Target. Did some stamping. I went over the bottom with this lace, which really suited it perfectly, and this lace is from the Flying Unicorn online. I used the word set to use the word hello here, and I had sprayed that with the pink spray. And here's another Nature's Flourish behind the photo mat. And for the other page, I belted it with the crocheted lace, used some bling trim from Michaels. Oh, this is the realistic rose flowers. I forgot to show them, but I created a couple of flowers with the realistic rose. And see how I curled the petals under, really cute. And I layered a small rose from my stash on top. And maybe you could see the subtle embossing that I did on this sheet. I used different embossing folders just for that, you know, subtle touch. It's a butterfly, Diemond Dies Monarch butterfly with the halfback pearl. And underneath the photo mat, I added some of this Melissa Francis pom-pom trim for a fun touch. Whoops, I lost my way. And then for the last page, I used a couple more of the buttons that I created. I belted it with the crocheted lace, another monarch butterfly here with a flower from my stash. And actually these flowers came from Archana, from Crafty City. They're really, really beautiful flowers. And this chipboard frame that I'd cut in half and layered behind the photo mat, and some more lace from the Flying Unicorn. And I did some stamping. So I thought it came out really cute. Nothing too fancy, I mean, with pockets and this and that, just something to put some cute little, what do you call it? Wallet-size photos. And let's see if I can't show you how it looks when it's hanging up. I'm going to hang it up. Oh, too far away. But it came out super cute. I'm happy with it. So visit Diemond Dies. I'm going to leave the link below. And when you spend $35 or more and use coupon code ThanksKaren, you can receive 10% off your order, including free shipping. Also, stay tuned to Diemond Dies. January 24th, we are having a winter-themed YouTube hop. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to leave the link to Diemond Dies YouTube channel so you could subscribe. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So follow along the hop. You can win a $10 gift certificate. So thanks so much for watching. There you are. And I'll see you soon.